Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning, Roberters. Good morning, Roberters. How are you guys this morning? Welcome to J is for Justice. Sorry that I was a little behind. It's Friday, right? Who cares, right? But I got a little gourmet with my coffee. Can you see my whipped cream? And my mug? Get yours in the merch store today. Kind of cheesy to use my own mug, isn't it? It's kind of like Mick Jagger performing in a Rolling Stones shirt. It's kind of cheesy. But it was the first fucking thing I grabbed. So, I hope you guys are doing well this Friday. Hey, Ad Rock and Carrie. Carrie. I've missed you lately, Carrie. Hi, April and Monkey Biz. Angie B. Joel Berry. Hey, Snow. Just so you guys know, if you guys lost your memberships, the memberships did change today. So your membership would be reimbursed if you've already paid. And yeah, I actually do, Snow. The Informer. I have a 15-ounce mug. And I noticed that Jay's Java was down yesterday. Jay's Java is back up. The domain was down. It was my fault. It was my fault. It's okay. It's okay, you guys. I know that we're going to hear a lot of Roberters because it cancels and then it reimburses you and then you have to rejoin. So in the members section of YouTube, I did put a link, but you can just click the join or whatever. I don't know if the mods could put the link up a little more than normal today, just because we had about 300 Roberters lose their memberships, and YouTube makes you they reimburse you and then they have to rejoin. So way to keep your members, YouTube, right? Oh, I have a surprise for you guys. Snow. Informer, you know, say that I'm a stormy, I go blame. I like you bum bum there. Oh my God. Do you think you are the Mick Jagger of the true crime world? Dance, little sister, dance. Yeah, maybe I am. Asshole. Welcome, Plant Diva.
Roberta.
Yeah, YouTube makes it really easy to retain your members. So when you make when you have to, not mistake, but when you make a change, they make you start all over. They're like, sorry, not sorry. Oh, Lord. Judy, you guys, it's been such a crazy week. My phone was going crazy. My aunt last week fell up in Frankenmuth and they had the funeral. I couldn't afford to go. Then my son's potbelly pig bit my fingers. Oh my God. Judy, first of all, I'm sorry for the loss of your aunt. And I'm really sorry that your son's potbelly pig bit your fingers. That thing would be gone. Ad Rock, I haven't had your bit in a while. Colonel Sanders,
down to Davy Jones a lot.
But I'm really glad that Dr. Melmo noticed that I am like Mick Jagger level material now. I'm glad that she has recognized that. Dr. Melmo, you should get some merch. I should send you some merch just for being so in tune to what's going on here. Oh, happy Canada Day, Lori. It's a holiday in Canada. Oh, Canada. Happy Canadian Day, Canucks. What is that? Coo, 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 coo. Coo, 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 coo. Dr. Melmo will remember that one, I think. Kind of Christian service overalls and that song. Yikes, Ashley. Okay, let's get into the first Michigan case that we're going to cover today. I do have an ending with good news, though. Okay, because these are all kind of nasty. You know how it is. Some of them are nastier than others, but I do have like a good story to end everything with, so we don't leave on this icky note. All right, so let's pull up the article here. I guess trigger warning is due because this has to do with children and SA. All right. Let's start this Friday off with the first douchebag from the Mitten State. Oh my God, Snow, I have them too. I think we're all going to need like therapy after this. We're all going to be talking in sound bites of Bertolino and God knows who else, Don Wells.
Oh, yeah. What I said to you, no, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
That voice. Okay. Very disturbing. Doctor from Sterling Heights accused of inappropriately treating girls for conditions they didn't have. Hussam Abed, charged with continuing to practice even after his license was suspended. Yes, his life should be suspended, but his license was suspended. He was still practicing. Now, you guys, this guy wasn't just treating ear infections. This guy wasn't treating even a urinary tract infection. Okay, so trigger warning. Alrighty. There is the nasty man himself. All right, so here is the story. Hussam Thamin Abed, MD, 52, of Sterling Heights, practices out of a clinic in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He had his license suspended on accusations of performing inappropriate vaginal treatments on girls for conditions they didn't have. And after he had his license suspended, he continued treating. He's accused of negligence, incompetence, and lack of good moral character. The specific allegations are outlined in an administrative complaint that was filed on May 17th. This mugshot is courtesy of the Kent County Sheriff's Office. Officials said a 12-year-old girl sought treatment from Abed on September 10th, 2020 due to urinary incontinence, constipation, and mild back pain. He told the girl that her condition was likely due to pelvic organ prolapse. Now, what I'm confused about, she's 12. Since when do 12-year-olds make their own decisions for medical care? Abed is accused of telling her that using a pessary device could be a future option. What is a pessary device, you ask? A pessary device is inserted into the vagina to provide support in the area of a prolapse, according to the complaint. At a follow-up appointment in April 2021, Abed diagnosed the girl, then 13, with stage 2 pelvic organ prolapse. And it says in quotes, despite her young age and no history of childbirth. The complaint reads, officials said further investigation suggested the girl's symptoms were likely caused by other conditions that should have been treated through more conservative options. During the April 2021 appointment, Abed, now this is trigger warning. During the April 2021 appointment, Abed inserted a pessary device into the girl's vagina despite no accepted standard of care in which the use of pessary devices in minor patients is an appropriate or accepted treatment option. Abed treated the girl about every 2 weeks from April 21 to July of 21. During that time period, he increased the size of the pessary devices, even though the girl had no symptoms to indicate that was necessary. This is really tough to listen to. I understand. This is really bad. But we report on these things because we need to be aware. We need to be aware. There's another one. But this is, I'm getting this one out of the way in the beginning so that we can move forward. But it's important to know that these things are happening. Okay, so a 15-year-old patient saw him on December 17th, 2018, because she had mixed urinary incontinence. He diagnosed her with stage 2 pelvic organ prolapse and inserted a pessary device, despite no history of trauma, childbirth, or pregnancy, and no history of prolapse from previously gynecological appointments. I think I said it right. Abed is accused of treating the 15-year-old every 2 weeks from January of 2019 to April of 2019. During the visits, he would increase the size of the pessary device, even though there were no symptoms to suggest that was necessary. Okay, I'm curious now. What? Oh my God, these poor girls. What the fuck? I wonder what this does to someone when they don't need it. Dude, I'm speechless. I'm fucking speechless right now. That is some messed up stuff. I'd kill him. I'd kill him if he put this in my daughter. Like, oh my God. Was he even a ENT or oh my God, I'm losing my train of thought. But the urinary doctor, is he a urologist? Is he even a urologist? I don't think he is. All right, I can't. with this dude. Okay, let's go back. I need some coffee. I clearly didn't read all of this before I bring it to you. So you're getting a live reaction. Third patient their age was not specified, but the administrative complaint designates her as a minor female. She went to Abed on July 27th of 21 due to mixed urinary incontinence and history of pelvic pain and defecatory dysfunction, which means she couldn't hold her bowels. During that appointment, Abed told her that her previously diagnosed conditions of interstitial cystitis and endometriosis didn't exist. The patient requested a chaperone before her pelvic exam, but Abed didn't provide one, instead continuing with the exam. He fitted her with the smallest pessary device and told her to return in 2 weeks to increase the size. The complaint says, during a follow-up on August 12th, he removed the device and there was pain and bleeding, that son of a bitch. Abed encouraged her to increase the size of the device despite those issues, and she refused. Abed replied that the only other option at the time was surgery, to include a hysterectomy, sacrocolpopexy, I don't know, and mid-urethral sling. I'm doing my best. Despite the patient's young age, Abed performed a... Fuck no. No, he did not. Despite the patient's young age, Abed performed hysterectomy, sacrocolpopexy, and mid-urethral sling surgeries on September 7th. Officials said there was no indication that hysterectomy or that S word were necessary. They said the patient never had children, and Abed didn't first recommend more conservative treatments. The patient experienced severe pain after the surgery, and Abed couldn't help relieve it. The patient has experienced an increase in complications following the surgery and required revisional surgery. So she had to have another surgery. What? He gave a child a hysterectomy. Oh my God. Where? I don't know. I think the parents might have just trusted this fucking doctor. You know how that goes. You know, a lot of people are intimidated by doctors. I mean, look at the whole situation with Larry Nassar. I think we need some doggies in our life. Let me turn on doggy cam. Okay. Let me get some puppies. We need some puppies in our lives. Do you not agree? I think we do. I think we do. Oh, man. Well, we'll find out where he's at. I don't know where the fuck he's at. I really don't. But we'll find out. We're going to get through this one way or another. Right, guys? Right? Why isn't my doggy camera working? I need my doggy camera today. Yeah. Oh, shit. And neither one of them are on the bed. Hey guys. Bye guys. Guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you chewing on, Summer? Why aren't you guys on doggy cam? Why isn't your doggy cam working? There it is. Here, get up on the bed, guys. Come on. I wish I had treats. Throw them up there. Come on, everybody wants to see your asses. Ooh, Dr. Malmo says he's practiced at least 4 clinics: Grand Rapids, Detroit, Wyandotte, and Southgate. Yikes. chewing on? She just chewed her bandana off, guys. Look. I'm like, what are you chewing on? She chewed it off. She got this at the vet yesterday. Bye, Felicia's. Let me see if I can't get these doggies up here. Come here. Get up in the bed. Come here. Come on, get up here. Come on. We need doggies today. Good girl. Come on, Silver. Good girl. And lay down, babe. Lay down.
Roberta.
Potato, welcome to Upper Roberta. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, they're loud and beefy.
Okay, let's continue. We've got Bella up there in the distance.
Roberta.
Oh, update on Bella. Bella has a skin infection that she is being treated for. And they're trying to figure out what's causing it because it's coming and going. So we're praying that it's not an autoimmune disease. That will be the next thing that they're going to check. But we did go and get some more meds, and she's on some steroids. Bless her. She's on steroids, antibiotics. So she's just healing over here. All right. So let's get back here. Privileges revoked. Abed told staff members at Spectrum Health in October of 21 he had been using pessary devices in patients as young as 13. Spectrum Health immediately revoked his hospital privileges and reported his conduct to the Grand Rapids police. When they learned of his practices during the police investigation, Metro Health Hospital and St. Mary's both revoked Abed's hospital privileges. A review of Abed's patient records revealed that he performed treatments on minors. Megan, thanks for becoming a reverter. A review of Abed's patient records revealed that he performed treatments on minors that fell below the standard of care, as well as performed a surgery that was not indicated, the administrative complaint says. It was determined that Abed posed an immediate threat to the public's health, safety, and welfare. No shit. It is ordered that Abed's license to practice medicine in the state of Michigan shall be summarily suspended, commencing on the date this order is served. The complaint concludes that Abed's action constitute a violation of general duty consisting of negligence or failure to exercise due care, including negligent delegation to or supervision of employees or other individuals, whether or not injury results or any conduct, practice, or condition. In other words, put this son of a bitch away for life. Please. Please. Practicing with a suspended license. Nessel said Abed is facing a felony charge after he continued to practice despite the summary suspension. So they filed it on May 17th. They suspended it, and then he continued. He had a patient at his clinic on May 28th. So he was charged with one count of unauthorized practice of a health profession. Unauthorized practice of a health profession is a 4-year felony. That's it. What the frick? Guys.
Murder.
What is up with that?
McNo.
$1,000 cash bond? A probable cause conference is scheduled for 9:30 July 12th. Does anyone live there? Does anyone live in Kent County, Michigan that can go to this probable cause hearing? So former patients of Abed can contact the Attorney General's Healthcare Fraud Division hotline at 1-800-24-ABUSE.
Objection!
I have a huge objection with $1,000 cash bond for someone who mutilates young girls' genitals. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with our world, yo? What is wrong with our world? Oh, this is a licensing thing? No, No. This is a criminal charge, Dr. Malmo. It's going to be at the 61st District Court in Kent County. He's being charged with felonies. This isn't just a license thing. I think this is the criminal system, the 61st District Court in Kent County. That might be the license thing, but he also has a complaint against him criminally. What a sick son of a bitch. Ew. Does anybody have the iPhone link for the membership? Everybody, I had about 300 Roberters lose their memberships. So if the mods could like throw that membership link up regularly, the mobile and the desktop one, please. Please, please. Snow, how to throw away your career, best example. I mean, what a douchebag. God knows what other victims there are. If he had 4 clinics he was working out of, there's more. There's more, unfortunately. Lori Staggs, you number one, baby. You are number one, Lori Staggs. Happy Friday to you, Lori. Always good to see you.
A 4-way, if you will.
Yeah, I apologize, you guys. I made an announcement in the community tab, and I talked about it yesterday. But if you missed that,
JB, it's
we have to stand down. If you missed that, the membership tiers changed today, July 1st, so you will have to rejoin. But if you paid, and you like, they'll reimburse you, and then when you rejoin, so you're not paying twice. They work it out that way. You know, YouTube's good about that. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. Happy Friday to all of you guys. Judy GVF. The guy would have never made it to the courts because people I know have waited for him to come out of his house or the jail. The mothers or the fathers, yeah. Vigilante justice. Law Nerd. Hey, Law Nerd. Hey, Ange. Lucia. Thank you for rejoining, Lucia.
Oh, either bitches. Neither one.
Okay. Maybe Dr. Melmo can keep following that one up there in the mitten. I think she seems to know a lot about this case. So we'll let Dr. Melmo is responsible for the follow-up on this case. How about that? Thank you, Dr. Melmo, for volunteering to do that nice gesture. Roberta. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you for rejoining, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer. All right, moving on to a story that, gosh, this has been years. Who you're looking at on the screen is Egypt Covington. Egypt Covington was found dead with a gunshot wound to her head with her body wrapped in Christmas lights back in 2017. She was 27 years old, and her boyfriend at the time was the person who found her. And this past Wednesday marked the 5th year anniversary of her murder. So let's watch this clip about Egypt. Really pretty girl, too. I think there's probably going to be an ad, Roberters.
Listen to these results. $100 million.
Oh, Sam Bernstein.
$3 million.
1-800 call Sam. 1-800 call Sam. I might need to. I'm just kidding. Speaking of lawsuits, I hope to have an update. I haven't gotten any word yet from the judge. I am still waiting myself. I'm on it. Pins and needles. All right, hold up.
Egypt Covington was killed in her Van Buren Township home on June 22nd, all the way back to 2017.
She was shot and killed, her body wrapped with Christmas lights. And now, after 5 long years, her loved ones are preparing for the case to go to trial. Sean Lay spoke to her family today, and Sean, time has not made this any easier for them.
That's right, Pamela. It's also important to remind everyone what prosecutors say this case is all about. They say the 3 men charged with Egypt Covington's murder were being directed that day 5 years ago to go into a unit in her building, a door on the right, to steal marijuana. For whatever reason, they went through the door on the left, Egypt Covington's door. She was right inside, simply watching a movie 5 years ago. So as you stand here and tomorrow is the 5-year anniversary, what are you thinking and feeling at this time?
Well, we always miss her. That's a given, but we're fired up and things are getting done.
Lindsay and Dwayne Turner's inspiration for the past 5 years has been etched into their skin.
Can't stop, won't stop. And then the heart is orange in honor of Egypt.
Their sister, Egypt Covington, was ripped from this family when she was found bound and shot to death in her Van Buren Township home. Tomorrow, marking 5 years since they got that awful call.
To relive that day 5 years ago is very emotional. This year, I think being 5 year, it's empowering.
Empowering because what started out as a cold case ignited a fire within this couple to press police for answers, demand that the Michigan State Police take over the dormant investigation, leading to their popular podcast that kept the light on the case. And now 3 men will go on trial for Egypt's murder later this year.
She was at the right place. She was at her home. She wasn't doing anything that she shouldn't be doing, and it can happen to anybody.
Egypt's the reason why we see hope in every situation, and that's our main drive, is to get her story out there and let people know that there is hope.
Back here live, but the couple tells us tomorrow, 5-year anniversary, will certainly be a very difficult day, but they intend on celebrating Egypt's life as they had through this entire process. The 3 men we showed you going on trial starting in October. Of course, we'll have those trials covered for you, Pamela.
All right, Sean, and from what I understand, Lindsay and Dwayne have also built off of Egypt's case to highlight other cases. Tell us about that.
They put such a white-hot spotlight on Egypt's case and then created a podcast out of that. Other people around the country with cold cases started gravitating to them, asking for help, and they've been helping other people with their cases as well.
All right, Sean, thank you.
See, that's a great story where the siblings, right, instead of... Wait, hold on.
When you're hurt in an auto accident, don't let the insurance company...
Sam Bernstein just had to get his mug in there, didn't he? But yeah, so a great family doing great things. I kind of want to see what their podcast is called, but they didn't say. It's kind of rude. They should have promoted their podcast. So here is a little more on the Egypt case here. Of course, there's going to be another ad.
Listen to these results. $100 million, $3 million, $2.7 million, $5.9 million, $2.2 million. That's the Bernstein advantage. 1-800.
This
Call
commercial
Sam.
break brought to you by Sam Bernstein.
After days of testimony, a judge orders 3 men to stand trial for the murder of Egypt Covington.
Covington was found tied up and murdered inside her Sumter Township home 4 years ago. Defender Sean Lay has been closely following the preliminary hearing, and prosecutors really took their time making their case, Sean.
Yeah, about 2.5 days laying out pieces of evidence they say are key evidence pieces here, and the judge agreed sending these guys to face trial for the murder of Egypt Covington. What we wanted to do was get instant reaction from Egypt Covington's brother and his fiancée, who have been fighting so hard to get answers over these years.
It's a huge win. I'm ecstatic. They did a phenomenal job.
I was like fist pumping. It's excitement. It's now to exactly where we want it to be.
And that place where this couple wants to be is at a murder trial. Egypt Covington's brother, Dwayne Turner, and his fiancée, Lindsay Brink, and so many others have been through excruciating pain since 2017, when Egypt Covington was found bound by Christmas lights and shot in her head in her own home. A cold case for Van Buren police until MSP took over. Today, a judge said there is enough evidence to send Timothy Moore, his cousin Shandon Groom, both from Toledo, and Moore's brother Shane Evans, who lived 3 miles from Covington, to face that murder trial after a bitter battle of a preliminary hearing this week. Prosecutors playing a police interview of Shane Evans when Evans said he led the 2 others right to the duplex Egypt shared with the neighbor across her hall.
Hey, Jay's got to eat too. You know? Jay's got to eat too.
The unit on the right had marijuana in it, and it would be easy to steal.
Evans, he confessed to setting up the robbery and leading the co-defendants to the crime scene. He confessed he knew Edwards, and he knew Edwards was out of town at a festival, and he knew that nobody was going to be in that home.
And the judge agreed, calling Evans' words a confession that Moore and Groom allegedly went into the wrong door, surprising Egypt, who friends say was home watching a movie.
Who would have known that wrong place, wrong time is in your own home? It's insane.
They went to the wrong door, and it can happen to anyone.
Defense attorneys fighting back hard, saying police can place a truck and cell phones tied to the men right at Egypt's home, arguing, though, there is no evidence that the men shot and killed Covington, and that investigators need to look at a violent man from Egypt's past.
Yet the officers in charge of this case never interrogated him.
But loved ones say they're finally getting a picture that Egypt Covington did nothing to bring danger to her home that night.
I can tell you that she did nothing wrong.
Mountain of evidence against these guys presented during this bitter battle in court this week. And guys, one huge question did not get answered. Perhaps it will be answered at the trial. Why someone shot Egypt Covington in the first place, what actually happened inside her unit. One more thing, guys, DNA, prosecutors and police say from Tim Moore, one of the defendants, was found apparently on those Christmas lights. Sean Lane, Local 4, back to you.
Wow. Okay. Sean,
it happened in June. Where did they get Christmas lights from, I wonder? So all they had back in 2017 was a blue truck. So Van Buren police in Michigan were unable to make much progress, and Michigan State Police took over. Investigators linked a blue truck that was seen the night of her death and a cell phone back to Toledo. I think because they didn't know what happened, and I think there was a lot of speculation. You know, like there is in every case, these cases we see. People talking smack. I'm trying to see if they ever said that she did something, because I don't remember ever hearing that. Let's go back in time. Oh, Can't Stop, Won't Stop is the name of the podcast. Okay, this is from June 30th of 2017. Bye, Mama She. I hope you have a good day.
These days, you can buy anything online.
Stop.
Oh my God. These stupid ads. Skip.
Our other top story here at 5:30. Today marks 1 week since Egypt Covington was found dead inside her home.
Yeah, medical examiners say she was killed from a single gunshot wound to the head. And now, in the middle of their heartbreak, Egypt's mother and siblings are speaking out, bringing us some new information in this case. Coco McAvoy spoke with them today. Coco?
Devin and Sandra, at this point, there's no one in custody for the murder of Egypt Covington, but they're still investigating. And tomorrow is her memorial service. And her mother and brother say Egypt would have wanted them to celebrate her life. But it's difficult for them knowing how she was taken away from them so violently.
And now rise up.
Tina Covington and her son, Dwayne Turner, watched videos of Egypt singing as a way to cope.
It's beautiful. It's like an angel. Like
It really is. This song in particular now gives them chills.
This was done 2 years ago, but she was singing about this happening. I'm gonna miss her so much.
Egypt was found dead in her home by her boyfriend last week.
But he walked into the house and found her and ran out and called the police.
Tina got the call late that night.
It was like, what do you mean she was murdered?
Who would do this? Police say.
They said that there was no struggle, that she knew them and they knew her well.
Egypt's family is now waiting for the killer to be found.
But I do want him caught. I mean, justice will prevail.
Until then, Tina will keep a photo of Egypt around her neck as a reminder of who her daughter was and who she could have been. And her memorial service is tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Ypsilanti, and her family is expecting hundreds of people to attend. Reporting live this afternoon.
So at first they thought it was someone she knew. So the investigators were telling her family it's someone she knows. So I don't know if they suspected the boyfriend because he was the one that found her. Says Covington's boyfriend was the person who found her shot to death inside her home. He walked into the house and found her and ran out and called police. When Tina Covington got the call, she couldn't believe what had happened. It was like, what do you mean she was murdered? Police said there was no struggle, so they believe Egypt Covington knew the person very well. She was 5'10" and worked out every day. She could bench 200 pounds, so she can fight, and that's what we don't get. Well, there was 3 guys, so now it makes a little more sense. Yeah, cray 420. I'm not sure. I'm thinking now we do because and they had to ask local police to step aside and get the state police involved because nothing was happening. Her brother, Dwayne, said him and his fiancee, Lindsay Brink, have lost confidence in the Van Buren police investigation. They said MSP is more than willing to step in, but the Van Buren authorities said no, and that they have a handle on the case. Tips have continued to come in on social media, including possible new evidence about drugs playing a role. The family wants MSP to follow the new leads. See how they're getting tips from social media? Because they're not getting false ones. They're actually getting tips from people who probably knew those 3 pieces of shit. So they held a protest, and Covington's niece sang, and a call will be made for Van Buren authorities to ask for help to catch a killer. So they protested. at the Van Buren Meyer Thrifty Acres. You guys, 300 Roberters. I changed the tiers. I've had the same price levels for almost 3 years. I've never raised them. So everything is going up. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. And that's the first time I've raised my memberships. I mean, I only raised it from $1.99 to $4.99. It's not like I raised them $10. It's $3 more. That's all I raised it. But YouTube is getting crazy with not putting ads on videos. And when we don't get ads on our videos, we don't make any money off our videos. So it's really hard. It's a really hard way to make a living. You know, it really is. And there's a lot of obstacles, and I'm trying to do the best I can so that I can remain doing this. Because if I don't, it's going to come to a point where I can't anymore. And I really, I feel like I do a lot. I go live a lot. I don't know. If you guys feel it's worth it, it's up to you. If you don't want to rejoin, totally understand. I get it. It's tough for everybody right now. So if you cannot rejoin, I get it. All right. So apparently those guys had the wrong house. We will keep an eye on when this trial starts in, I think he said October. All right. Our next story out of Michigan is out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. And this man was streaming live on Facebook when he was shot and killed. They have not located the shooter. Ypsilanti is right outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Southern Michigan. It says a deadly shooting captured on Facebook Live has left Ypsilanti Township residents stunned. The victim had become somewhat of a local celebrity because of these live feeds. But Tuesday, June 28th, it all ended abruptly and tragic. Terrell Smith was on his Facebook Live talking to the camera. He began to get into a heated exchange with someone who was making comments as he was going live. Minutes later, someone drove up to his house in Ypsilanti where more than 30 shots were fired. Facebook was flooded with sadness, heartache, and tributes Wednesday for Smith, who was a local Facebook celebrity. So on the cusp of Doug from Northport being attacked by a YouTuber, we have this man. And just warning you, the video is disturbing. There is live video. You don't see him get shot, but you hear the gunshots. So here's a little more information on this.
These days, you can buy anything online.
Stop! That's not the car I ordered.
Not my problem. With a certified pre-owned vehicle from your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, the vehicle you select is the vehicle you get.
And it's a murder streamed online for all to see. An argument on Facebook Live goes from heated to deadly.
And we begin in Ypsilanti, where that deadly shooting captured on Facebook Live has left the community stunned. The victim had become somewhat of a local celebrity because of those live feeds.
Yesterday, that all came to an abrupt and tragic end. Sean Lay live with this story tonight with more on what escalated all of this. Sean.
Let's talk about that escalation, Devin. Terrell Smith was on his Facebook Live talking to the camera. He was in a heated exchange with someone who was making comments as he was going live. Minutes later, someone drove right up to his house in Ypsilanti. More than 30 shots were fired. Facebook flooded with sadness, heartache, and tributes today for this man, Terrell Smith of Ypsilanti, a local Facebook celebrity. Smith was also known for his brutally honest Facebook Live appearances called Rel's Corner. Tuesday, Smith took to Facebook Live for another edition, at first expressing his loyalty to Ypsilanti.
What make y'all think, because y'all moved, that y'all better than Ypsi? Y'all ain't better than Ypsi, y'all product of Ypsi.
Then Smith exchanging words with someone who was commenting on his Facebook Live and making threats.
Now you on Facebook, I'm riding around with 60 shots. I don't ride around with 100 shots, bro.
Thousands were watching and were horrified by what happened next. Smith sees a car approach and sees someone get out.
Okay, we got action. Smith
Smith was shot and killed. The shooting is not seen on camera, but we will warn you. Just the sound of the gun violence is disturbing enough. We will only play a moment of the 30 rapid-fire shots. A neighbor can be heard frantically calling 911.
Somebody been shot.
The horrifying video seen 37,000 times before Facebook was alerted and took it down. And tonight, Facebook says when awful things like this occur on a Facebook Live, they do try to take it off Facebook as quickly as possible. Again, that video is no longer seen on Facebook. The person firing those shots still out there tonight. Kimberly Devin.
Boy. So where does this investigation stand now, Sean?
Like I say, suspect not in custody as of yet. The Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office is investigating, and they are working with that video to try to make the connection of who shot Mr. Smith.
Yeah, we will stay on it. All right, Sean.
Dude, this is getting out of hand. Getting out of hand.
These days, you can buy anything online.
Stop!
Yeah, they were just saying they had 60 rounds, and he's like responding to them, and then they pull up. He's like, we got action, and then they just took them out. 30 rounds. Oops. Fuck. Sorry, excuse my language. I didn't mean to do that. Damn Sam Bernstein. Yes, so sad. So sad. And he had become like a local celebrity, kind of like people liked him. $30 shots. Exactly, Heather. He was just keeping it real. So sad. So they need to find the shooter. They have not found the shooter. All right, moving into a cold case out of Michigan. A Monroe man, this is Monroe, Michigan. This is in Metro Detroit man, still missing 31 years after walking into the woods and leaving his young daughter in the car. Haynes wasn't reported missing until 2011. A Monroe man who disappeared 31 years ago after an argument with his brother is still missing. His brother. Oh, shit. Joey Jonathan Haynes was last seen in Monroe, Michigan on June 15th, 1991. Oh my God, I had just graduated high school.
Hi, Jennifer.
He got into an argument with his brother and walked out of the house into the woods, leaving his young daughter behind in his car. He wasn't reported missing until 2011. Who raised his kid? What? Wait a minute. How does this happen? How does someone go missing for 20 years and no one knows? Hang on a second here. Hang on. What? Who raised his kid that he left in the car? More than likely he's out in those woods. What? Okay, here's the missing. Here's the missing poster from the Doe Network. I don't understand how someone can be missing for 20 years and no one fucking reports them missing. How? So the brother just kept the kid? Like, where's the mom? I'm so confused. Okay, so this is Joey Jonathan. Yeah, like what? He walked out in the woods, just never came back? Like, he was 26, 6'1", 190 pounds, blonde, strawberry blonde hair. In front and sides were short and feathered in the back. He had the mullet going on. He has a large scar on the right of chin and a mustache. They have DNA for him. They have dentals for him. They don't know what he was wearing. Haynes was last seen in Monroe, Michigan on June 15, 1991. He had an argument with his brother and walked out of the house and into the woods, leaving his young daughter behind in his car. He was not reported missing until 2011. Joey's brother, Ron, moved to Florida, of course he did, and died on March 1st, 2012. Joey has not been seen nor heard from since. Brother's dead. Maybe, Potato. Let's look it up. Let's look up Joey Haynes and see if we can find anything.
Hi, my name is Christina. On June 15th, 1991, my father, Joe.
Oh my God, this is his daughter, you guys. This is the daughter that he left in the car. Holy.
Hi, my name is Christina. On June 15th, 1991, my father, Joey Jonathan Haynes, went missing. I was 7. They say that he just didn't come back home that night from work, but I remember him being there. When my uncle was questioned, they said that they had gotten into an argument and that my father ran off into the woods. I guess at some point in time these woods were searched, but nothing was ever found. Still to this day, my dad's body hasn't been found, and I just found out that he wasn't reported as a missing person until his ex-wife, my mother, reported it 2 years ago. Not his mother, his father, or any of his family had done so. He was also just put on NamUs, Site for Missing People. I am just looking for closure. If anyone out there has any information, it'd be greatly appreciated. Again, his name was Joey Jonathan Haynes. He went missing in Monroe, Michigan, June 15th, 1991. He had dirty dishwater blonde hair, blue eyes. He was approximately 73 inches tall and weighed 190 pounds. He has a large scar on his right of his chin. This is a photo of him, the last one I have. If you have any information or just even knew my dad, please contact me at my email, cnj1984@yahoo.com.
We need to get her on here.
Thank you so much.
We need to get her on here. Poor girl. She just wants some closure for her dad. She doesn't believe that he took off because she said, I remember him being there. Guys, that's her only video. 8 years ago. She joined September 11th, 2013. Wow. Poor girl. Wow. See what you can find? Quick Google search and there are all of our answers. How weird. It was June, too, of 91. So this year would be how many years? Oh my God, I graduated that year too. So 31 years this year. Is this his brother? No. Wait, hold on. Joey J. Yes. Look. That's his sibling. Hold on. What does this say? He was a graduate of Monroe High School. He loved the outdoors and doing outdoor activities like chopping wood, camping, and storm chasing. Brian's family owns and runs Camp Lord Willing. He enjoyed working around the campground and helping the families that stayed there. He was particularly close with his sister Bridget, who passed away on January 8th, 2022. He is survived by a son, Brian Schneider, 8 siblings, Alfred, Ronnie, Ricky, Pamela, Sherry, Candy, Joey, Charles, Heather, and several nieces and nephews. The family has decided not to have a funeral service. They are planning to have a joint celebration in life for Brian and Bridget sometime in June at Camp Lord Willing. What's Camp Lord Willing? And why'd they put a picture of him as such a young guy if he died at 57 years old? That's kind of weird. I don't know. That's strange. I think this is the brother, Daniel. Yeah, look, he's wearing a Detroit hat. That's the brother that he got in a fight with right here. Daniel Joseph Haynes of Pompano Beach, Florida, died unexpectedly on Tuesday. Oh, my God. He died on New Year's Eve. Oh, wait, maybe this isn't him. Sorry. That's not him. My bad. Don't listen to me. Nathaniel Joseph Haynes, 34-year-old in the Department of Corrections in Michigan. Breaking and entering. I don't know if he's related. Anyways, we're getting kind of in a rabbit hole here. But yes, I'm going to try to get a hold of that girl and see if she still wants to come on. Yeah, I don't know, John. It's kind of weird. Do you guys want me to look up Camp Lord Willing? Camp Lord Willing. Oh my God. Shooting comes up in Monroe, Michigan. Oh, fuck. Last year, woman 35 slain at Camp Lord Willing RV Park in Monroe. A 35-year-old woman died after she was shot in the face Wednesday night at Camp Lord Willing. The hell? Michigan State Police say the fatal shooting took place around 10:20 p.m. at the Shady Creek RV and Park Resort, also known as Camp Lord Willing, at 1600 Stumpmere in Frenchtown Township. Police say the woman was shot as she sat in her vehicle. The freak. God, this is really, really out in the middle of nowheres in Michigan. So Camp Lord Willing is right in the middle of the screen as I zoom out, and that'll just kind of give you an idea of where it is in Michigan. It's downriver. So there's Detroit. I don't know if you can see my pointer. And then it's somewhere down in here in this area. And the YouTube or the Facebook guy that got shot lives in U.S.C. right here. But this guy was from Monroe, which is down in this area. Yeah, Lord willing, you'll survive if you go there. I mean, what the heck? Ron Bond Electric is right in the campground. Let's see. Let's see if we can dangle our little guy down there. Oh, we can't. We can go to the entrance, though. Let's see what that looks like. Pretty desolate out here. But we can't go into the park. It won't allow us. But here is... Oh, it says Lord Willing right on the sign. Look. Lord Willing. Weird. Okay, so let's go back to the story. Police say the woman was shot as she sat in her vehicle. The shooter fled on foot. State police established a perimeter and began a search for the shooter. They found a man walking on the roadside on Steiner, north of Stumpmeyer. The man was covered in blood. Troopers arrested him. He's at Monroe County Jail pending possible criminal charges. Possible? The woman was taken to Oakwood South Shore Hospital, but she died. And that's it? They don't name the guy? Oh my God. Wait, hang on. I've got some other stuff here. Look.
Well, breaking news this morning. This is the scene just a few hours ago in Monroe Township as multiple police agencies closed in on Camp Lord Willing. Our first alert anchor, Ariel Onstadt, is live there this morning. So, Ariel, what do we know so far? We know a lot of police have been there for most of the morning.
You went there,
Tim,
as a kid,
yeah, a lot
Twisted?
of police there for most of the morning, or here, I should say, and actually a big truck with Michigan State Police, their forensics lab, just drove into Camp Lord Willing. They drove all the way around the pond, as you can see right back there, and parked towards the back. And now there are quite a few detectives and other officers placed around that vehicle as they're kind of talking about what's next. We don't fully know what happened yet this morning. We do know that a car went into a pond. You can actually see that car over near the tree, and we're not sure if that car hit the tree there on the side. We were trying to get a closer look. At this point, police haven't given us any details, but we're working to confirm more information. It's been a pretty busy scene here all night. Our photographer who got here just after midnight saw a very heavy police presence with multiple agencies assisting actually with some kind of foot search. There was the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Monroe State Police, as well as Dundee Police. There was also a police drone in the air, canines sniffing around as well. So it really did look like police were looking for someone. They were also walking around with their rifles out. So we're not sure who or what they were looking for.
Why?
But we're hoping to get that confirmed. The investigation does seem to center around this car here in the middle of the pond. You can actually see an investigator pointing a flashlight inside of that car and kind of walking around and looking at it. Police were actually taking measurements a short time ago. They've been taking pictures throughout the morning as well. We have about a 5 or 7 police cars from the state police still out here. And actually,
I don't know if that's the same thing or what. Yeah, February 4th. Yep. So that was her car. That was her car. Okay, here's one of their official videos from their Facebook. A beautiful place to be, Lord willing. Hang on. Oh, it has no sound. Weird. Here's their website. Let's go to their website. Find out more about our history. The history of our RV park and how Alfred and Dolores Haynes started. That's the parents of the guy that went out in the woods. That's his daughter's grandparents. Okay, here we go. Here's the history of the park. Hey, Leotech. Alfred's RV park and how it all started. Prior to 1958, the state of Michigan worked this land and pulled out dirt for the construction of I-75. They left the land in disarray. During that time period, Alfred and Dolores Haynes were interested in purchasing the wooded area next door, but then saw the potential for this piece of land. From that point, in 1958, the vision of Camp Lord Willing took its root. Alfred and Dolores were now proud owners of 50 acres that needed a lot of work. Friends and family immediately found the land to be a great place to pitch a tent and visit with Alfred and Dolores. Alfred looked around and clearly stated that this would officially be a campground someday, Lord willing. So it became one. Alfred dug channels and started the small man-made lakes. They allowed people on the property to swim and tent camp on the little island up front. The waters were stocked with fish, and fishing became a popular pastime for many. Gradually, trailers started pulling in, wanting to stay, and the inner circle became the first part of the campground. In 1988, the family created a corporation consisting of Alfred E., Dolores, and their 10 children. Alfred E., Dolores, and their 10 children. Alfred served as president until later their youngest son, Charles, was voted in as president. Chuck ran the campground for roughly 12 years. As president, he changed the name of the campground from Camp Lord Willing to Shady Creek. I can't. The name lasted for about 3 years and then was changed back to Camp Lord Willing in February of 2006. I wonder if he changed it when his brother went missing in there. At the same time, Alfred E. Haynes, at 85 years old, was voted back in as president and held that title until his passing on April 6, 2015. The current president is Rick Haynes. Executive Vice President, Office Administrator, and Treasurer is Pam Bentschneider, the oldest daughter. Is this where the guy went missing from, though? Did he walk out into the woods here? Weird. So it's still in their family. I wonder if the daughter has anything to do with the family. And look, at the bottom, it says powered by family, friends, and guests. He was mad when they changed the name. Yeah, I think he's out there. I mean, he walked out there. He's still got to be out there.
Okay, so we're at Lord Willing's Camp Resort up in Monroe, Michigan. And we pull in, and this is the way you go to the office. I mean, it's got these little canals, and bridges and ponds.
I'm assuming that they never reported him missing because they knew the brother did something and they were saving the brother's ass.
Water's a little low, so unfortunately they're not doing any of the canoeing and stuff anywhere. But wow, isn't it beautiful? I will walk you back to the campsite. Right now we're just kind of like looking up front. We walked up to the office because I wanted to book another weekend, and they're so full. We couldn't get a weekend.
Yikes.
At least not until maybe after Labor Day. They've got about a little over 100 spots. The majority of them are filled up with full-timers, or at least seasonals, that are here the whole summer. I'll put it up over here. See that line in the background? That's their mailboxes. So you know you're in trouble when you pull in and you have a big line of mailboxes, because they all stay here.
Weird.
But that's why, because it's just totally gorgeous. I'll take you to our campsite in a minute. Okay, so this is the way we're walking back towards our campground. See it back there? That's our first tiny home I've ever seen in a park. It's so cool looking. I would love to go knock on the door and say, can I peek inside? But of course I'm not going to. But it is awesome. I love it. But just look how beautiful this place is. No wonder why it's so hard to get a spot here. Oh, I'm enjoying myself immensely. Look at this full-timer. The yard is absolutely gorgeous. It's a park model too, so I don't know if it ever even moves at all. I know you can move them, but they're not extremely easy to move. And then we come around the corner, and in the distance there's our wee little Winnebago. So that's our spot over there.
It's a nice
we'll get a little closer here in
huh?
a second. Okay, everybody, so this is coming up this side here. There is Evie, our awesome little Winnebago. Here's our new shelter. It's one of those quick set clam shelters. Very cool. It's the first time we've set it up. Got a little rug under here. We ran a little outdoor extension cord so that we could run a fan just to have a little breeze. Hi, Todd. And yeah, so pretty awesome. Absolutely love it. We're gonna make some dinner here. It's getting close to dinner time, so I'm gonna go on in here. Here's my new little cozy for my cider. Have some fun, and see you guys later.
Interesting. So I think this guy, let's see. I want to see something. Do the people that own it live there then? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they live on that property, no? Oh, look. Texas man convicted of murder in Camp Lord Willing murder. Look. From Texas? The heck? A Plano, Texas man was convicted of murder in the shooting death of his girlfriend that occurred in February while the two were staying at Camp Lord Willing in Frenchtown Township. Austin Taylor Lucas, 28, was named in a 5-count warrant charging him with homicide, open murder, felony firearms, unlawful imprisonment, carrying a concealed weapon, and domestic violence. On Friday, November 5th, 2021, Lucas pleaded no contest to second-degree murder and felony firearm. Under the terms of the agreement, Lucas will serve a minimum of 17 years in prison. Sentencing will be held on January 13th, 2022, in the courtroom of 38th Circuit Judge Daniel S. White, who presided over the case. Sergeant Michael Peterson of the Michigan State Police Monroe Post conducted the investigation that revealed Lucas and Joy Dawn Boswell, 35, of Noble, Oklahoma, were residing together at the Camp Lord Willing campsite. On February the 3rd, the two were involved in a heated domestic dispute at a gas station and then at the campground. Sounds like Gabby and Brian. Witnesses heard Lucas threaten to kill Boswell several times and called 911 to request help. At the campsite, Boswell entered the driver's seat of a rented Volkswagen Jetta in an attempt to leave. But as she drove past Lucas, who stood in the driveway, he fired 5 shots at close range from his .40 caliber handgun. One of the shots fatally struck Boswell in the head. The scene was described to a 911 operator from a witness. Boswell lost control of the car and struck a tree while Lucas fled the area. Numerous units from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and the Michigan State Police, including canines, were dispatched in the area in an attempt to capture Lucas. Ooh, it's thundering. Sheriff's Deputy Lance Shield found Lucas just over a mile from the scene of the crime with blood on his coat, jeans, and face. Oh, Lord. So he was that close, you guys, that she was in the car and he was covered in blood. She was inside a car. Inside it. Yuck. A .40 caliber Smith & Wesson bullet was located in Lucas's pocket, which was the same brand as the 5 shell casings located at the crime scene. Medical responders who arrived on scene discovered that Boswell was severely injured but had a faint pulse. Monroe Community Ambulance personnel transported her to Beaumont, Trenton for emergency care. However, she died en route. The cause of death was a single gunshot wound to the head. The heck? Crazy. Isley, thank you for rejoining, Roberta. What was this guy's name again? Joey Haynes? What was it? There is a web sleuths on him. His daughter's name is Christina. She was 7, yeah, like she said. So here's some details. Here are some details about the case from a newspaper article and speaking with people connected to the case. There was a family argument involving Joey Haynes and his brother Ron Haynes. Joey Haynes walked out of the house, leaving his daughter and vehicle behind, and his brother Ron followed. Ron killed him. This was the last time that Haynes' daughter, Christina, who was 7, saw her father. It was also reported that Joey Haynes and his brother Ron were in a bar and got into an argument. They left the bar and got in Ron's van. Joey Haynes jumped out of the van and ran into a wooded area behind a Flat Rock bar, and he disappeared. There have been no telephone calls, no notes, no contact from Joey Haynes to his family and friends. The victim's family state that Joey Haynes' social security number has not been used since June 1991. They'll tell them that his social security hasn't been used, but they won't report him missing for 20 years. The hell? People are saying the same thing. So I guess the brother was questioned. So Ronald Haynes. And he moved to Florida. See if we can find him. Well, let's put Monroe, Michigan, and see if we can see what he looks like at least. God, there's a fruit fly in here or something, or a gnat. This is a sister. Bridget Sue Haynes, of age 62 of Monroe, passed away just this year, January 8th, 2022. She was employed at Monroe County Animal Control as a kennel master until her retirement. She was also a member of the Monroe County Sheriff Mounted Division. What? His sister was a cop? She was a member with the mounted unit of the police? How in the hell did she not search for her freaking brother? Oh my God. She was employed at Monroe County Animal Control as a kennel master until her retirement. She was also a member of the Monroe County Sheriff Mounted Division. Why didn't she go out in the woods on her horse? Bridget was an animal lover. And the Huron Township Police Mounted with her horse Dollar. Her birthday is June 15th. The day he went missing. Oh my God. She is survived by 9 siblings: Alfred, Ricky, Pamela, Sherry, Candy, Brian, Joey, Charles, Heather. She's preceded in death by her parents and an infant brother, Matthew. Holy hell. Laura W., thank you for becoming a reverter again. Oh my God. Visitation, listen to this. Visitation will be held on Tuesday, January 18th. Blah, blah, blah. Reverend Randy Scott, Bridget's cousin, will officiate. Their cousin is a reverend? Lord willing. What? Where's your brother? Why are they not looking for their brother? Oh my God, June 15th, Summer went missing too. You're right. This is Ronald Haynes. This is not related. Sorry. I'm trying to find Ron. That's Brian. Oh, God. This is the Reverend? Hold on. Let me make sure. No. Now I'm getting in a rabbit hole. This is weird, you guys. We need to get his daughter on. We need a search party out in the woods. Okay, here's I'm going to go to their house here. This is the parents' house, you guys, where they lived. The heck? Hold on. $1055 Abbey Road, Monroe, Michigan. Let's see. So this is where Alfred Ronnie Haynes was residing. Yeah, real nice house, huh? Abbey Road. Yes, Jen Isley, the trial's getting ready to start soon in that case. All right, let's zoom out. Because where's the campground? Let's do directions. Let's see how far this house is from Lord Willing. Oh, that's walking. I'm like, what? 2 hours? 20 minutes. Look. Look. Oh, weird. Wed. You do, Jen? Okay, well, you're going to help us then, Jen. You're going to help us, Jen. Strange. That is a newer sub. Yeah, that picture is from 2019 of that house. But I feel like they may have lived here or near here on that property. If they bought 50 acres and transformed it into a campground, I have to imagine that they stayed there. I just want to know where the guy went missing from. What bar? What bar in Flat Rock? Because I'll show you where Flat Rock is. Let's go from Camp Lord Willing to Flat Rock, Michigan. 18 minutes. So they were at a bar up here and he went into a wooded area. Isn't that what? The question is, though, is there, I mean, what wooded area? Because Flat Rock is pretty built up. Like, what is this? Vreeland Family Burial Ground? Oh, it's a cemetery. What? Oh, I can't go. Dang it. Ah! He's dangling. Hold on. Oh, my little guy is all over the place. Ah! Oh, my God. Too much. Okay, let's go down here. Flat Rock Dam. I mean, he had to be, if he was at a bar, he was somewhere around here. I mean, it was a long time ago, so it probably wasn't as built up then. But look at the areas that are wooded. All over here by this Huron River. But I want to know what bar they were at. So, could have been an old farmhouse. Could have been, yep. Or they just camped. Maybe they had like a camper. I don't know. Probably an old farmhouse, though. Because that's probably what that land was used for at one time. But yeah, I'm going to do some digging on this. Look, there's another cemetery. But Flat Rock is only so big and there's only so much wooded areas. And I'm thinking it's probably along here. The Huron River in these woods. I know, my Google guy gets abused. So we'll look more into that, okay? Let's get on to our next Michigan case. Or actually our final. Michigan story, I should say. We're going to end this on a good note, but we do have some things to follow up on, which is good. I always like having things to research when we get done with these lives. So this is some good news. This is some good things. Tony Hawk. We all remember Tony Hawk back in the day, the skateboarder. Tony Hawk, American professional skateboarder, speaks at the grand opening of the environmentally friendly Chandler Park Skate Park on Detroit's east side for skateboarders, bikers, and scooters, which is pretty cool. Tony Hawk, Detroit Mayor Mike Dugan, and a group of skateboarding enthusiasts celebrate the official grand opening of the environmentally friendly Chandler Park Skate Park on Detroit's east side. The design of the skate park is inspired by the nearby architecture and natural landscape found in the Chandler Park community. Skate park features a plaza-style design, which was created in collaboration with local skaters. And this is such a big deal because Detroit is improving, right? They're doing things like this, and I think it's really cool. Dustin Blavalt, 32 of Westland, performing his skateboarding tricks, celebrating the official grand opening. Pretty neat. Gives the kids something to do. And there is Tony Hawk. He ain't getting any younger no mo. Yeah, maybe his daughter will know. She probably has a lot of info that we don't. So, yeah, this is good news. This is good things happening in the city of Detroit. And I love the city of Detroit. So, anyways, that wraps up our Michigan Live for today. Thank you guys. It was really interesting, actually. And oops, I think we have some things to follow up on for sure. Gene Panic, a bar named Camp Lord Willing. Maybe it's called Last Call. All right. So we're going to have to get a hold of Christina and see if she is interested in coming on the podcast. Let's talk about her dad and let's see if we can get some movement in his case for her. She deserves to have some closure. I mean, this girl was only 7. And then it doesn't sound like she really had a lot of contact with her dad's family because she was like, they didn't report. She just found out he wasn't reported missing. I know, right, Dr. Malmo? Come down here. Move to Florida. Yeah, Judy, isn't that cool? I thought my boys would have liked that too. And Jen Isley, Egypt Covington. Jen, if you email me, I can add you into the Slack workspace and we can start to work on that there. That'd be exciting. Thanks, you guys. All right, I'm going to get off here and you guys dance it out. And after this live ends, it will redirect you to Sunday's Live. I'm going to be talking to William Steele live, who had personal interactions with Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein. I've never seen I've only seen like a couple spiders. There's not very many spiders. I haven't really seen any. I mean, there are, but I've never seen any. Yay. Thanks, Jen. You guys are awesome. Thank you to all the moderators. Bye, Potato. Bye, Heather. Bye, Melmo. Bye, Poopy. Bye, Ange B. And the Greenies, Plant Diva, Olive Juice, Snow, Jen Isley, Judy, Potato, anybody else I missed. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, you guys are going to want to hear William Steele. Crazy shiz. I think he actually had a sexual encounter with Ghislaine. Wait, I have a soundbite for that.
Ashley, nobody said yikes, he hasn't come home, Ashley.
Creek Town, dude.
Bye. See you guys later. Stay safe. Bye, Kelly Dime. Bye, Tracy.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn.
What?
I don't give a damn.
Okay!
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Creepy, creepy.
friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got
Is there anything you want to do about it? You can apologize. How's that? Try for an apology.